Happy Wednesday, everybody. Last week you got to hear Kevin's amazing testimony, and this week Larry has asked me to give. Now, as many of you know, I've already given mine a little over a year and a half ago. However, my testimony doesn't end then. Just like it didn't end on October 16th, 2015. 2010 was a really rough year. Started off with February, my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, passed away. And then by the end of the year, in December, my parents had divorced, and I felt lost. I still went to Catholic church, had a couple of friends who I went with, and for that 1 hour of Mass every Saturday or Sunday when we went, I just felt so at peace. But I didn't know what was bringing me that peace. I thought it was being in the church. But, see, that's the thing about being Catholic. You don't read the Bible, so you don't know what it says. You know what the priest tells you. After my parents' divorce, my mom and I made the decision to move out here to Claremore for a new start, for a fresh start. My mom had already decided to give her heart to the Lord and had given her heart to the Lord, but waited until she was firm in her belief and had a good church where she could grow. And she found that in Claremore First Baptist. Strangely enough, my father also started attending a Baptist church in my hometown in Arizona. And in December of 2012, he made the decision to give his heart to the Lord and was baptized. But yet my eyes still weren't opened. I thought it was incredibly wonderful that my parents had this new relationship with Christ. But I was fine. I was a Catholic. I was good. Didn't need that. I had God. Well, God works in mysterious ways, in wonderfully mysterious ways. And on December 23rd, 2015, my parents were remarried at the little chapel of Claremore First Baptist. And I was so happy. My family was whole again, and that was all I had wanted. And my eyes were a little awakened to the power of God, of His love and His mercy and His justness. And you know, that new year in January of 2016, I was a senior in college. I was 22. And for the first time in my life, I started reading my own Bible. It'd be late at night, it'd be, midnight after I'd finished my schoolwork and couldn't sleep, but I started reading it. And I want to share with you guys one of the verses that I read. And it's a very familiar one that I'm sure everybody knows. It's Ephesians 2:8-10, which reads, "For it is by grace that you have been saved through faith. And this is not from yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no man can boast. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." And I had been recommended to read Ephesians by both my mother and my father. They said, it's an easy book to read. It reads just like a chapter. You can get through it in one night. Well, when I read those verses that first night, I couldn't help but think, this isn't what I was taught at the Catholic Church. I wasn't taught this. Why was I not taught this? And I realized for the first time that it was my decision. It was my choice. and that God was there. Waiting for me to have my eyes opened by his word that I read and that a priest did not tell me. And I was so excited because I had learned something from the Bible for myself. And so I kept reading the Bible more and more, and I kept asking one of my best friends, and I remember calling her one day and saying, Rita, did you know this verse? Did you know this verse? And she said, well, yeah, but how are you knowing it? I'm like, I'm reading the Bible. And she said, that's so wonderful. And being able to have people my age to talk to is great. I mean, yeah, I could talk to my parents, but even at 22, I mean, did I really want to talk to my parents? No, I wanted to talk to my friends, and I was so blessed to have friends and family and